Currently, Denmark's strategy for sustainable construction is based around a voluntary standard, but it enters a new phase in 2023. From then on, voluntary regulations become mandatory and a strict maximum value of greenhouse gas CO2 equivalent emission for new buildings will be in place. With this strategy, Denmark is the first country to introduce embodied carbon limits into building regulation, taking into account that approximately 11% of the global carbon dioxide emission results from manufacturing building materials. This is a crucial step for decarbonizing the built environment. Overall, it is a holistic approach comprising 3 dimensions of sustainable construction. It aims at reducing the environmental impact of buildings by minimizing the consumption of energy and resources, while considering social and financial value. By including potential reuse and recycling, the regulation covers the entire environmental life cycle of a building. Prior to the rollout of the new regulations, a voluntary sustainability standard was launched in May 2020 with the intention to test new requirements for construction, foster the development of life cycle assessment tools, which promotes recycling and fossil-free construction sites. New requirements will be phased into the building code with regards to the environmental impact of new buildings bigger than 1,000 meters square. A threshold limit value of 12 kg CO2 eq per meter square per year is coming into force. This threshold value comprises all building-related greenhouse gas emissions. New construction smaller than 1,000 meters square are required to conduct a life cycle assessment, but without a threshold limit value. Over time, at 2-year intervals, this limit will be lowered, meaning the environmental impact of construction in Denmark will decrease dramatically over the next decade, constantly improving itself. These new regulations will guide everyone towards common targets with common denominators and thus help the wider industry to transform into more sustainable practice. This has been a challenge because clear guidance on embodied and operational carbon values and limitations has been previously missing. The new regulations will guide everyone towards the common targets with common denominators and thus help the wider industry to transform into more sustainable practices. This has been a challenge because clear guidance on embodied and operational carbon values and limitations has been previously missing. Now that data is more available and we know what threshold values we must meet, the challenge is to analyze and understand the effect of design decisions from all disciplines as early in the design process as possible. As a result, the greatest challenge for clients and developers will be to understand that the environmental performance of a project will have a much greater weighting than before when considered in relation to functionality and cost. A building project that conforms to environmental impact of material and operational efficiency need to be considered much more equally. It is important for clients to better understand the environmental impact of the many decisions that are made throughout the construction project. A creative, innovative design approach becomes even more important to achieve a sustainable outcome. There is no doubt the most sustainable building is the one that is not built. Refurbishment of existing buildings, adaptive reuse, and the reuse of existing building elements are something that play an important role in the industry's need to reduce its environmental impact. Design, as much as technical solutions, will lead the way for better buildings. Designing a building using materials where they are most appropriate, together with a strong passive design approach maximizing the use of natural and energy-efficient sources. As a structural engineer, we should look to employ timber structure in our designs, but sometimes this is just not technically appropriate. If we need to use steel and concrete, we must use it the right way, designed as efficient as possible, using recycled steel and lower carbon concrete. The Danish government is very ambitious and wants to be one of the 3 most energy efficient countries in the OECD by 2020. This brings us to the next season why Denmark is a good practice case. The policies pertaining to energy efficiency in buildings have been consistent over several years despite of political changes. Political will driving these policies seems to be a constant in spite of changing governments and party affiliations. Thus, support across the political spectrum translated into a remarkable stability on energy policy. But this cross-party support cannot stand alone as a decisive factor. A large-scale societal buy-in, mainly driven by a combination of high energy taxes and information campaigns, goes hand in hand with political commitment. Denmark has been committed to setting ambitious climate targets for a long while. Energy efficiency policies have a long-standing tradition with a particular focus on buildings. The Danish Energy Agreement, formulated in 2012, provides a long-term goal for Danish energy policy to be fossil-free by 2050. This means the entire energy supply system, spanning buildings, industry and transport, is to be supplied by renewable energy. Reducing energy demand through better energy efficiency in all sectors is key to achieving this goal. Thanks for watching this video till the end, and do subscribe to the channel to get the latest update on construction videos around the world.